Hi everybody, Leah here with your 2026 card reading. Hard to believe we are in yet another year, but here we are. So two exciting new releases coming out at the end of 2025, and that's the 2026 journal. This is the proof here. 2026 is the year of This Is Me. So 2025 was all about completions, endings, finalizing projects, getting things done. It was taking a lot of action. When we move into 2026, this is now a 1 year. It is your new beginnings. It's the start of this next 9-year chapter of your life. And so to me, this is less of a doing month, a doing year, and feels more like a feeling year. So this year, you're really getting in touch with your own inner self, your inner wisdom, knowledge, all of those things, connecting to your intuition, just really starting to live your life in complete alignment with who you are, your life purpose, what you're here to do. And so this journal is quite different to the previous years. There are a lot of very different activities each month now. We still are going to set goals because goals are important, but each of the month's activities are going to be much more focused on you really connecting to yourself, to intuition, to then be guided to make the best choices for yourself and to take those action to reach those goals, but in a way that just kind of flows, and we're letting go of some of that struggle, which is really nice. So you can pre-order your journal at leahloyd.com, or as soon as it's ready to actually purchase, it'll be available on Amazon. So make sure you jump on and get that. The next exciting thing, and I don't have proofs of this, but these are my original healing cards that I created in, I think it was 2014, something like that. I have redone those. They are heading off to the printers this week as well. So let me know if you want to buy a deck. They, some of the pictures and the wording has been redone, and I've also added 5 new cards to that. So really, really excited about that. That has been something I have wanted to do for several years. So it's quite fitting at the end of 2025. I'm actually getting that completed and done. So we're going to have a look at each month of the year for 2026. We'll draw a couple of cards for each month. I'm just going to get a numerology card for the whole year and see what it tells us. So when you buy the journal, you can join. There's a sort of an online group that you can join as well. It has heaps of extra resources. We'll be running interactive Zooms again to help you to clear any blocks to any of this stuff. It can be really hard when we assume that when we start to create or get in alignment with ourselves and we're really following our guidance, that it can be, it's going to be smooth, a smooth transition. For some of us, it is. For some, if you have been doing a lot of work, then it is sort of a gentle process. For others, sometimes this is sort of forced upon us as, oh my goodness, and it can be quite overwhelming because sometimes there's a lot of things in your life that you actually need to part ways with. And, that can be a painful experience. It can bring up some sadness, some grief, all sorts of things. And so the interactive Zoom sessions for tapping are going to help you to really just address those feelings, those uncomfortable emotions and feelings that are coming up. And so we can process those and work through those and get rid of them for you so that you can do this process, and it will flow a lot more smoothly if we get rid of some of that underlying stuff. So 2 numerology cards have come out for 2026. We have 88, which is the card of abundance, and we have 61, which is the card of self-love. Self-love is going to be so important this year, so that is coming up. That theme is probably we're going to be seeing a lot of that throughout the year and throughout your monthly readings. The abundance card, this can be money. So for some of you, that will be happening this year. You're things are falling into place. All of that work that you have done is now paying off. You've built this solid foundation, and now you're starting to see the effects of that. So that's really exciting. And keep in mind, abundance doesn't just mean money and material needs being met. This could be abundance of happiness in your life. It could be romantic relationships. It could be your health. So it's just a lot of good coming into your life, which is really, really exciting. So let's do your reading every month, see what comes up. Revisit this throughout the year and just see, because sometimes, when we listen to something the first time, whatever is happening in our life currently is the bits that we hear, and then you listen back later and go, oh my goodness, that actually relates to this thing that's happening now. So use this as guidance. what resonates for you, keep. If it doesn't feel true for you, leave that part. If you want your own reading, just head over to leahloyd.com and book that in. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to draw 3 cards for each month. Now, keep in mind, I will interpret these the way the message comes through to me, but there might be a card that it means something else to you. Always listen to your own intuition and be guided by that. We dismiss our intuition so much, and I think if that was actually, it's a gift that we all have, and I think if that was encouraged from childhood, the world would be such a nicer place because everyone would be acting in alignment and for the greater good of everybody involved. And we miss a lot of that, I think, currently. So developing your intuition is important, not only for you, but for the rest of the world. All right, so January is the month to connect. This is connecting to yourself, connecting to others, connecting to divine source, whatever that means for you. So we have 8 of Ariel, we have the Seed Blessing, and we have the Hermit here. So this is you really, you're looking at your life, you're looking at all the effort you've put in, you're looking at what you have created. You're taking a little bit of time out here, it feels, to just really appreciate your life so far, for what you have done, for where you're headed, for what you are still going to achieve. But it feels like a nice, gentle month in January. Quite often in January, you sort of hit the ground running and there's a lot going on. You set your New Year's resolutions and you're taking all this action. But for me, it just doesn't feel like that energy, and this is in a good way. It doesn't mean you are going to get things done. You're going to achieve a lot, but you're going to do it from this calmer place of flow. And I feel like there's a lot of gratitude already here at the start because you're really looking at what you want to do. Now, for some of you, I feel like you are planting seeds. This could be literal. You might be creating a garden for yourself, but it could be that you're investing in something. You're putting money somewhere to keep safe, to grow, to build for you. So you might be starting some new savings plan or something like that. For others, I feel like you're going into a new form of learning. So this could be you finish school, you're heading off to uni. It might be that, for your work, you decide this is the year that you're going to do some kind of postgraduate training. It may be that you take up a new hobby that's going to require you to do some learning. You might decide to learn a musical instrument or learn how to dance or something, but it feels very, this is something that's going to be quite nourishing for your soul. So I don't feel like this is something that's like, oh, I have to, do this extra education or something. I feel like this is like, yeah, this is where I'm headed. This is the right path for me. January feels really, really lovely. Now we move into Feb. Feb is the month of celebrating yourself. And so we have here King of Gabriel, we have the garden party, and we've got the Five of Wands here. I feel like there's some change here. Now, really interesting, the garden, this is a brand new deck, and I've not used this deck before. My stepdaughter gave me this for my birthday, and it's really lovely. It's a witch's deck, but it actually says on the bottom here, embrace the coming of things worth celebrating. I love that because this is the month that you're celebrating yourself. So I feel like that's really, it reiterates what we're talking about. And that's why it takes a little bit of time to shuffle and select the cards in front of you. But I always do that because I want whatever comes up to be very transparent and authentic. And so I love that. So the garden party's there. Now, with King Gabriel, you are really, you're getting very clear on what it is that you're achieving and what you're growing and what you're building. It's like you're really finding your footing. With that Five of Wands there's some change. I feel like there's some things need to be let go. Could feel like there's a few things here that are a bit keeping you a little bit stuck at the moment. But it's like you're getting ready to shift that. And I feel like when you do, it's really going to happen quickly. But do it at a pace that suits you. You may know very well that there is some big change you have to make and that you have to, do that. But sometimes we need to take the time to plan. It's not that you're not taking action. It's that you are doing it in a way that feels good for you. Sometimes, for some people, just ripping off the Band-Aid and going for it is the way to do things. For others, that is going to completely unravel your life and make you feel very uncomfortable. And, that a level of being uncomfortable is not necessary. And so for you, it might be that you're starting to create a bit of a plan, and you're looking at this big picture. It's like, this is where I want to be. Definitely start looking sort of at your next 9-year chapter. So writing down how old you're going to be in 9 years' time. So, okay, well, how do I want my life to look then? Do I want it to be exactly as it is now? Are there things I want to achieve? And sometimes when we look at that bigger picture, it sort of opens up our mind a little bit to something that we actually really want that perhaps we haven't thought of when we're just looking at these day-by-day plans. So I really feel like you're doing that. You're making plans. You're creating this sort of idea of where you want to go, but really taking the time to celebrate where you've been, where you've come from, what you have already achieved in your life. And I think if you look back on the past 9 years, you go, oh my goodness, I actually have done so much, and be very, very proud of your efforts there. I think that, yeah, I just felt like there was something else there. Yeah, I feel like surround yourself with people who support you, who support your goals. For some of you, I feel like your friendship group may be changing in Feb, and that could be what this garden party is. It's you connecting with some new like-minded people because you are changing and the people around you are changing, and you're not all going to change together and in the same direction. And I feel like there's some new people coming into your life here, and this feels really, really nice. Okay. In March, we have a plan for the future. We have the King of Raphael, another king. This is really showing that you are really coming into your own, I feel like, this year. We have creating altars here, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So planning for the future, you've got the Four of Pentacles. This is you really looking at your money, deciding where to spend it, where to save it. You want balance here. You want things to feel good. So if you feel like money, like say there's a lot of bills coming in, oh my goodness, my money's going out so quickly, just notice that and go, okay, what is happening that energy is leaving me very quickly here, and perhaps leaving me with this sense of lack. So it's really looking at that and going, okay, what do I need to tap on here? What do I need to change? Because that's just letting you know that there's something happening. Now, it's really good to create a safe space for yourself. This is in the journal. I'm not sure actually what month that comes up with. I'll have to have a look. But it's creating a little space where you can just go and sit and be. And this is where you can do your meditation, where you can do your daydreaming, where you just take some time to breathe. where you feel completely safe. It gives you that, moment where you just let the worries of the world go. It's like just right here, right now, I am protected, I'm safe, I feel good. And that is when that opens up that space for your intuition to really connect, to allow those messages to come in. For some of you, I feel like there's still perhaps a little bit of disbelief that all these good things can come to you. So do some work on that if that's coming up for you this month. Quite often when we start planning for the future and we're looking like, well, I can't do that because there's not enough money, or I can't do that, it's not enough resources, or, I have to work, or whatever it is, things will come up to sort of block you a little bit. And those things are legitimate. Please don't ever dismiss. I think, we do focus a lot on all of our excuses, but they're not always excuses. Sometimes they're actual legitimate reasons. It's just how you're going to work with those, change what you can, work with what you can't. And, yeah, it's really being compassionate with yourself, having that understanding of what's happening and being gentle, but then pushing yourself where you need to. Creativity, I think, is going to come in this month. So looking at ways, so this could be ways of being creative with your money. It could be ways of just expressing your creativity. And we do this with the chakras in the journal, and the photo competition throughout the year, that you are really getting in touch with your creative side, because that's a really good way to connect then to your intuition. So that may come up for you in March. April is the month I am ready for change. So March you're planning, April we're starting to take steps to actually make that happen. So we have the Five of Swords here, we have the Painted Eggs card, and we have the Five of Pentacles. We've got two fives here. There's going to be a bit of change in April. You are perhaps flipping some things on their head. It almost feels like you are getting some truth may become known for you in April, but it's like you're really you're recognizing where you're going, what you want to do, and what has to change for that, in order for that to happen. And to me, it feels almost like perhaps you're taking some resources, some money, there's something that you're bringing in, go, okay, this part is just for me to follow this dream, to follow this calling. For some of you, I think it's just going to be something really strong that comes in this month that you're like, I have to do this, I have to follow this. It's like it's not even a question mark. And it's okay, how am I making this happen? And you're finding something that you just go, yep, this is what I'm taking to use for me in order to make this happen. So April can be one of those months that is very, depending on where you're at in this process, you're going to feel very strong and empowered, and you're going to make these great changes. For some of you, this could be a very uncomfortable month because these changes are being sort of forced upon you. And it's like, I have to do this, but I'm not quite sure how to. So book a session if you need it so that I can help you through that. May is I bring in balance, which is interesting because we have the Eight of Gabriel card here. We have the Flower Wand, and we have the Judgment card here, which is kind of, like, to me, this doesn't feel like a calm, grounding energy of bringing in balance, but you're letting go of a fair bit of stuff here. And when you do this, all of a sudden things are going to really start to flow. You're going to see that action. Things are changing. And I think this might be what that balance is, that it's asking you, really forcing you in some ways to just go, okay, this has to change. It has to happen. You're getting all these like sort of signs. You're thinking about it. You're planning for it. But it's like in May, you're creating quite a bit of change here. I think you're really looking back on your life and going, yep, this is what I've done, but this is where I'm headed. It's almost like looking at the past, looking at the future. This is where I'm at now. What do I need to do now to make this future happen for me? You're letting things go. And while, there could be some sadness and regret for some of you. For some of you, you're like, oh my goodness, finally, about time. Like, I can move on from this. I'm making these changes. So really nurture yourself again this month. Really take care of yourself. And that balance could be that there is so much happening that you need to find the time to balance that out with your meditation, with your quiet time, your alone time, your downtime. It's eating well, it's exercising, it's doing all of the things that are going to support your physical body and your mental health to be able to make these changes and get through, any times that it might be difficult, but for a lot of you, it might just be that it's a bit unsettling or it's just a really busy month. But it really is time. So nurture yourself through this. Take a really honest look at what is happening. And then once you sort of go, yeah, that's a change I'm making, it's going to really start to happen. You're going to see it move fairly quickly. June, halfway through the year, this is I align with my life purpose. We have the Four of Ariel here. We have Spring Hike, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So money could be quite apparent this month, but it's like there's opportunities here for you, and you're starting to really get curious about what is available there for you to do. So you might be looking at a whole lot of different options and possibilities here. I feel like there's going to be some doubt on your end about, can I do this? Can I make this happen? Do I have what I need to make this happen? Are the resources there? That kind of thing. But it's with that Queen of Pentacles there, you're making this decision for yourself, and you're believing in yourself. You're really taking, if this feels very strong and empowered and like, yep, this is what I'm doing and I'm doing it. So I really feel like the first half of the year you were planning and then creating and you're very strong in your determination this year of what you're going to achieve and what you want to do. But this doesn't come from, a place of ego or anything. This is a very internal, connected, balanced state of being. So this is really, really nice. All right, in July. July is I acknowledge my achievements. We have the Knight of Gabriel, we have wreath making, and we have the Ace of Pentacles here. So I feel like in June, it's kind of like you've gotten very strong here, you've decided what you're doing, and then it's starting in July, you're making it happen here. You're recognizing the control you have and the input you have into your life and what's happening externally to you. And I think perhaps you're, through this work at the first half of the year, you have been looking back and going, okay, these things happened in my life, and that needed to happen because this was coming next, and then that needed to happen because this was coming next. And you see it all the time with job changes or, things that happen financially, or, the house you're renting, all of a sudden the owners want to sell and you have to move. But looking back, you're like, wow, it was really good that happened because I ended up here and that resulted in me doing this. And so I feel like there's a lot of that happening, that you're really starting to recognize that you are protected. The universe is looking out for you, that things will work out how they are supposed to. And when you kind of get in alignment with that and flow with that, things are going to work out a whole lot better for you. So with that Ace of Pentacles, I feel like there is some kind of new beginning coming here with your material wealth, so it might be you're starting a new project, you're starting a new business, you're starting some new hobby that's going to grow into providing for you in some way throughout your future. But it feels really, really nice for you. I feel like that. Now, interestingly, July, 1 year is an 8 month. And we've got that wreath making card there, which is 44, which is also 8. So looking into the numerology of 8 and using that to your advantage in July could be really helpful. Then we move into August. August is I'm ready for what's next. We have the Six of Ariel. So this is really nice. You have the King of, what have we got there? Wands. All the pictures on this deck are so, so beautiful, but it takes me a minute sometimes to find what the card is. We have Easter egg tree here. So the Easter egg tree is all about not forgetting to embrace the magic of community care. This is you, so your material needs are getting met here. Things are coming in. There could be random acts of kindness. I feel like though you're doing some of that, I feel like there's some being of service this month, that you're giving a little bit back. And you're recognizing again, like that I can do this, I can be of service, I can support others and give to others because there is plenty for me. I think you're starting to recognize that, you are looked after, you're taken care of. And so with this gratitude, and this isn't saying just give all your wealth away and just sit there and wait for it to come back. It's not that at all. This is very aligned action of, this feels good. I really want to go and support this cause, or I would like to donate my time to doing this for this group of people. But whatever you're doing, it's also sort of filling your cup and making you feel good. If it's something like, oh God, I really should be doing this, or, oh, this person needs me, and it's got that very different energy and vibe to it, and it doesn't make you feel good, then that's not aligned. It's not what you're meant to be doing. So don't just give without making sure that that's aligned and feels very balanced for you and what you're meant to be doing. All right, September. September is I take the lead. We have Nine of Michael, we have shortbread here, and we have Three of Cups. So Three of Cups, you're celebrating, you're surrounding yourself with people who are supportive, and I feel like people are seeing the changes you're making, and they're admiring you. You're guiding people, and so people are really looking at you and seeing like, well, maybe I can do that too. So always keep that in mind too, that everything you do, other people are always seeing. If you have kids, your kids are watching everything you do, and it may not be so obvious, but all of that is being internalized. So just keeping in mind, well, I'm showing here, I'm showing my strength, I'm showing my gratitude, I'm showing my excitement for life, and it outflows to everybody else when they may need it. So always sort of try and be in that mindset. Now, there could be some worry here. You might be stressing about, we're in September. We're towards the end of the year, and it might be, oh my goodness, another year is almost to a close, and I haven't done everything I wanted to do. You're being told, don't worry about that. Just let that go. Focus on the good. Celebrate you. Celebrate what you're doing. Find that gratitude. Let go of those feelings that are holding you back. Please book a tapping session if you need. I can't speak highly enough of tapping and how effective that it is. So rather than worrying or focusing on what is wrong or what might be not working out the way you want, instead focus on what is really good in your life. If you're having money trouble, say, you can't sort of talk yourself into I'm not having money trouble, because you are. So it's okay, well, instead of that, actually my love life is great. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to really get into that feeling of that joy of that, and that will flow back to that money situation. But while you stay stuck in that, it can't shift. So affirmations, all of that is helpful if you believe it. And so you can use your tapping to change how you're thinking about this other stuff. But sometimes you just need to go, actually, I'm just not even going to think about that today. I'm going to have a day where I focus on what is really good, what makes me feel good, what makes me happy. And then from that vibration, I can start to shift that other stuff. So that's going to be really important, I think, in September, that you really stand up, you take a leading role in your life. October is I listen to my intuition. October feels very significant to me. It's not just because it's my birthday month. But when I was doing the journal, and I don't know, it's just something that feels very significant here. Now we have the Sun card, which really reiterates that. We have the Astrological New Year card, and we have the Six of Wands. So you are taking action. You are celebrating. Life is good. It's like all of this stuff you've worked on, and you're seeing the results of it, and you're feeling good. You're feeling excited. With that Astrological New Year card there, it could be, for some of you, there is some endings, but it's actually this new beginning. And so if something does end in October, it probably had to happen. But to me, it almost feels more like it's a completion of something that you were working on, that, so you might have finished some, this training that you started, or you might have settled on a new house, or you got that promotion at work, or you have created this new business that you're starting. So it might be that it feels like there's an ending here, but it's for the purpose of this new beginning. So it's actually really, really nice. So celebrate you, celebrate your life, enjoy everything that is good here. Connect to your intuition. So, so, so important. But I feel like in October, you've really recognized how well you are now doing that. November, we have I create with positivity. I create with positivity. And we have the Lovers card here. We have daffodils and we have the Two of Ariel. So I feel like you have some options here, and bringing in that positivity is going to really help you to make the best choice. But it's the wording I create with positivity. It is reminding you that using that high vibration allows you to create this life and what you want. And it's like I do have a lot of power here. And sometimes we feel like we've got no control. And in some situations, we actually really don't. Let those go. Just go, I have no control over that. That's out of my realm. I'm going to let that go. And I'm focusing on what I actually can do. Now, I absolutely love these cards because they are just so spot on. And as I said, it's the very first time I've used them. The Daffodils card says, the whispers that inspire are shifting towards you in a melody of creative blooms. Now, if that's not creating with positivity, I really don't know what is. The Lovers card is there. So this could be, for some of you, you're meeting the love of your life. You might be getting married. You might be getting engaged. You might be moving in together. There's something there around that. But it's also very much that vibration of that, what it's like when you're falling in love and when all of that's happening, it just feels so good and you're so happy and nothing bothers you. Everything could be going wrong. You're like, doesn't matter. You don't care. It's bringing that energy and vibration in to November. Now, there's something else there. It's you, it feels like, I'm not sure what that message is. There's something else here that feels quite significant. The number 11 really is coming through very strongly. It is an 11 month. November is an 11 month, but it's obviously a 12 in this year. Make sure you watch the monthly readings for November and follow the daily cards. I feel like there is going to be something there for you. And obviously I do not know at this point what that is going to be. I will not know until next, November 2026. But it feels like for someone or some of you, probably a collective of you, there is something quite significant there in information and meaning and what you need to know. So make sure you go and watch that. But this feels like as long as you stay in that really nice energy, you keep your life balanced, you maintain your health, and you're not overdoing it with doing too much. You're just sort of keeping that everything flowing smoothly. It really feels like in November, you're going to make some really great progress here. December is I create stability in my life. And so it's like we're ending out this year in a really good place. You have done a lot of work. You're ready for what is coming next. Now we have the Two of Swords here. We have spring rain. And we have the Star card. Now the Star card actually flew out of one of the other decks while I was shuffling. So the fact that that has come up, even though it's in a different deck, I feel like is quite significant for some of you this month. So decisions may need to be made this month, and that is probably going to be in relation to creating this stability. Spring rain says, what awaits will water the resilience that evolves amid surrender. You're letting go of something really heavy in December. You've got that Star card there. You are really starting to follow your dreams and your desires and what is important to you. And sometimes we have to just release that control or lack of control, release that attachment and just go, you know what? I'm going to compromise here, or I'm going to meet you halfway because actually the stress of this or the energy it's taking from me just isn't actually worth it. And so it's like you're just sort of letting go here a bit and going, okay, that isn't what I wanted. That isn't how I saw that happening, but actually fighting you on this or pushing for this constant struggle, it's not actually healthy for me. It's not working for me. I'm letting that go. This feels very freeing in December. It's like, yep, I'm letting all of that go. So I've got this stability and I've got this solid foundation ready for the new year. So bottom of the deck. We have the Justice card here. We have, oh goodness me, I have to try and pronounce it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but I'll just tell you the meaning on it. And the Nine of Raphael. So Niagara, you're making a wish, you're making dreams come true. You're really connecting into that feeling good. That is so important in 2026, that connection of feeling good, feeling aligned, feeling supported by source is going to be so important for you. And with the Justice card there, it almost to me feels like you've blindfolded yourself a little bit to some possibilities, to some opportunities that are there for you, to what you can have. And I feel like for some of you, this is that reminder that you have closed off your intuition. It's like you've just not, you don't want to see it, but lift that blindfold, really help yourself to start to connect to that. A really simple technique is just when you get up in the morning, just sliding up that third eye there, just opening that of a morning. If you find at night you can't sleep, you might need to close it back down again. But it's really this year is you are focusing on what feels good, what feels true for you. You're in alignment, you're getting that balance. It feels like a really nice year. There will be ups and downs, there always are. It's just a part of life and being human. But how you work with those ups and downs is really going to demonstrate how the year flows for you and turns out. So this card is 43 and it says, it is those foundations weaved with mindfulness that will long sustain you. I love this. So this is you. It's the start of another 9-year journey. You're laying those solid foundations. You're really creating this beautiful next chapter of your life. And this feels really, really nice. So remember those numerology cards, abundance, which is 88, and self-love, which is 61. Keep those in mind throughout the year. Don't forget to order your 2026 journal. This is me. Order your new cards. Really, really excited about them. And I'm very, very proud of those cards and the journal this year. It feels so different, but it feels really like what is needed this year. So I'm so excited. Thank you for your support always. Thank you for being here. Don't forget there will be a monthly reading every month and the daily cards every single day on Facebook and Instagram. Book your appointments with me at leahloyd.com. It might be that you want to do some internal work. You want to go and do the EFT and work through some stuff. You might want to just come and have Reiki and relax and just allow your body to heal itself in the way it knows best to do that. It might be you want to come and have an aroma touch and you just want to spoil yourself a little bit and just enjoy that, the oils and the aromas and that relaxing time. So many options there. If you want your own card reading, I will be putting up the 2026 card readings shortly. They will be available until the end of January. Thank you. It's going to be a great year. I cannot wait to share it with you. Bye.